We're doing a special-ish stream today, something that I've been wanting to do with the bot for a while, but was approached by some folks at Azure to be like, hey, can you do it like officially? They're sponsoring the stream, but they like insisted that I don't do anything different other than just do it. It's really cool and really chill of them. They're awesome and they're supporting Deepthonk and the project. And I'm gonna get cheesy for a second because that's actually huge. Because a lot of companies say they're gonna sponsor and support streamers and they just give you a logo to put on your page and say, check out these cool points you're getting. And then they make money off of you, which is awesome that they're not doing that. So small little round of applause. What they're asking is to deploy the bot on Azure Kubernetes. I can't even say this. Azure Kubernetes. Have I ever said these out loud, like in front of someone? Azure Kubernetes Service, AKS, which involves me learning how to containerize stuff. Kubernetes, yeah, I hear it in my head and it sounds fine, and then I said it and it was like, ugh, stroke in the middle of my sentence. But yeah, it involved me having to learn how to use containers for Python, and that was actually surprisingly easy, learning how to use Docker, and then learning a little bit about Azure and cloud stuff. Okay, so this is the only two things I've done. I've made a cluster following a tutorial 4 days ago, and then yesterday, just to make sure I remembered any of it, made another one. So we're gonna just go from the beginning here. Going to make another one. So these actually are hopefully gonna be useful. Actually, no, hopefully not, because hopefully I don't have to reference all these, but these are all the possible references that we might need. So if I don't have to use these, then big ups to Microsoft for making this simple. Resource group, stream stuff. Wait, actually, does anybody know if it matters what's in the same resource group? Same lifecycle, permissions, and policies. Ooh, I should just make a new one for Deepthonk. Okay. So I'll name the cluster Deepthonk. Right. You only need one because only 0 of 4 remain in your subscription. Ooh, maybe I need to go back. Get rid of one of these. Get rid of both of these. How do I get rid of them? We'll find out. Delete. It was right there. Oh, one of them's deleted. Oh, look at that. Now we can do this. Cool. Create new. Wait, did it create Deepthonk? Nope. Deepthonk the bot. Nope, that's the butt. The butt. Oh, it's so good. Oh, do I need to do any of the scale stuff? I think I don't. I think this is it for what we're doing. Okay. And now we've reached the degree of my knowledge. We're gonna go stumble through the rest of this. This one is a good one that I thought was cool. Just went over like the basics. What is a container? What is AKS? Manages hosted environments. Creating a cluster. Oh, I think you could pull it in from GitHub, right? Yeah. This is another one too that was useful. Here, I think is how I found those training modules. I think this was the... Yep, you need to make a YAML file that defines your deployment, then use kube control and a config you'll get from Azure, I'm assumed, to post the YAML to it, which I think is this. Azure command line interface, kube control apply, and then the YAML. When I was little, I used to wonder what technology I would struggle with, like my parents. I think it's Kubernetes. Dude, that's what I felt like. I was like, it's the reason why I haven't done it yet. Because I thought it was like, because it can be so expansive in enterprise tier, I felt like there was just this huge gap between like what I wanted to know to like start using it and all the information out there about it. But as it turns out, it seems like it's actually not really that hard to kind of get going on a basic level. So I've been using Kubernetes for about 1.5 years now, working home. Awesome, dude. Well, Sean, good to have you here. Just in case we get stuck or something, you're probably gonna help out just having folks like you here. I had a couple of master students try to install Kubernetes. I worked with Mesos before, and I assumed it would be similar level of difficulty to install, and I was wrong. It definitely is not made for bare metal deployment by a single person. I think that's where, like, from what I understand, AKS kind of comes into play because it does all the configuring and stuff. What is the term? All of this stuff. Gives you a GUI. It helps. What percentage deep donk in the cloud? Well, we're waiting for the Kubernetes thing to do the thing. And it did the thing. So I know we're probably like 80 to 90%. It's in a container, and now we've got to do the YAML part. The main thing Kubernetes gets is you don't have to provision a whole VM to an app. You can have a handful of apps in the same VM and they should be safe. Yeah, exactly. It abstracts stuff and it keeps things separate. And also lets you make multiple instances. It's like the OOP of server stuff. Yeah, dude, this is cool. Like, okay, legit, and this is not me just saying it because Azure has something to do with this. I've been putting off learning this stuff for years, and I pretty much learned it in like a day, so. Guess who feels stupid? The deployment, okay. So this is for like multiple ones here. How do I get the node? Okay. I think I'm still kind of confused as to how my files get to Azure. I know it's like so dumb, but like, I think this is one of those things that people writing these feel like is super obvious and I'm getting tripped up on. I didn't run into it in the demo unless I just overlooked it over and over and over. I'm not seeing it now. So there's a configuration that kube control uses to authenticate with. Not sure how to get it from Azure. Okay. So this is, I might not have pasted this, but oh, you know what? I should have made oh my gosh, you know what? Hold on. I have an idea. I only get one chance to do this, so yeah, in this walkthrough, that's the word. We walk through this, we set up the service cluster. This is connecting to it, okay. To manage the cluster, use kube control. Kubernetes command line client. Kube control client is pre-installed in the shell. So open up the shell, the top right, configure kube control, use the AZ AKS get credentials. This is probably what you're talking about, huh? This command downloads credentials from kube control's command line interface to use them. Following example gets credentials from the cluster name, my cluster, resource group. Okay. Which, we have, yeah, cool. Okay. Get the shell. What do we do in the shell? We're gonna do this. AZ, AKS, get credentials. Get credentials, resource group, and name. Yeah, and the name is the cluster name, which is Deepthunk the bot. No! The double dash name? It is. Okay. Double dash. Heard it in your head when I said it, yeah. It was the butt. I changed it though. Merged as current context. Okay. So now we're working with this service, this cluster. Kube control get nodes, just to make sure we're in the right context. Kube control get nodes. Cool. That's so cool. Okay. This is fun. Stuff's happening. Cool. Run the application. Kubernetes manifest file defines a desired state for the cluster, such as what container images to run. In this quick start, a manifest is used to create all objects needed to run the application. It includes 2 Kubernetes deployments, one for Python applications and the other one for Redis, which you don't need. So 2 services are also created, an internal service for the Redis instance and an external service for the web application. Okay, so we're doing something way simpler than that. Oh, in this quick start, you manually create and deploy applications manifest to the AKS cluster. In more real-world scenarios, you can use Azure Dev Spaces to rapidly iterate and debug your code. Oh, so we can just do this all with this. If I do this with GitHub and I have a repo, do automated deploy. That sounds fun though. To do that, I would have to make a new repo, I think. I think we can do this with continuous or automated, whatever, automated stuff. I'm gonna pull up GitKraken. Okay, I forgot what GitHub looks like. You only talk to your rubber ducky? Do you see my rubber ducky? It's a ninja. I know we're detailing a little bit, but I think that it might be worth pushing everything to get and then maybe even have another branch and then setting it up with that. We are the rubber ducks. Twitch method. Yeah, it turns out Twitch chat is the rubber ducks. Kraken's doing that thing where you can't disable the GPU, unfortunately, to get it to show on OBS. So I'm gonna try and do this really quickly and make a separate branch and then push everything to that branch. AKS live. Rewrite. Cool. I'm going to refresh here on Kraken. Your brain is tapioca from a long day at work. My brain's getting tapioca. Does the Docker file and Docker ignore go to the repo? I was assuming it would. Yeah. So if I'm using this, then it would need the Docker stuff. Oh no, I just realized this won't work because that means my secrets are gonna... So what about my config YAMLs and the stuff that has the secrets in it? Do I just add those? How do I add those? So I have... Yeah, because the repo itself isn't private. Oh, man. Okay, maybe we shouldn't do this tonight. As cool as this would be, and I think that it would just take a little bit of work, but maybe I should put it on just an Azure repo. How do you find those? How do you make those? I don't know. I am new at this. No organizations, really? Kubernetes has a secrets management API? Ooh. Right now, the way it's working on my computer, which is where I want to kind of mirror it in the cloud, is using secrets in a YAML config. Even the example that Adam had with Docker Compose had the secrets in the Docker Compose. So Kubernetes has secret management API, so then I would have to change the code to work with the secret management APIs. That might be something to do. I don't know if we can do it tonight, but good to know. We'll just get it on there as it is right now, and then we can work on getting the repo and everything set up so we can do the automated deployment stuff, because that would be ideal and awesome. Cube sends a secret to the running code with the... I was about to say, so just, I mean, because I could just make environment variables in the terminal, right? Yeah, I could just make environment variables. But since I'm not doing that right now on my computer, I think for the first iteration, I just want to have it running kind of exactly how I'm running it here. Just less changes so that it'll be easier to troubleshoot. We know what works. Yeah, and the console here, set them here like you would on Windows, and I guess also Linux. But that's not in the Kubernetes pod. Oh, that's a good point. But can I access the pod? No worries, InstaFluff. Good to have you. This is an interesting problem. I feel like this is really pretty good, actually, because this is getting me thinking, hopefully y'all too, about like these are things that trip people up. Getting projects deployed for the first time, and like this is stuff that I feel like is going to be really good tools once we figure it out for our toolbox. I'm excited. You can, but if it restarts, it'll lose any changes you make. Ooh, okay. So for next time, definitely gonna look into the API. If you lost here, Keith, this is helping immensely. Awesome. Dude, if it helps like just one person, I'm happy. My job is done. All right, see ya. Okay, so we're not gonna do the automated deployment stuff. What's the other way to do it? I'm just gonna copy over the container. I think this is where I'm confused. How do I get the Docker container into the pod? And I feel like this is something that's probably so obvious to like experts that it is just not being mentioned. Oh, you push it to the Docker hub online? Right hit. I haven't. See, this is the like part that I was just like, what? How do I get it? Or private registry. Okay. And then you point to it using the image and the deployment YAML. Okay. That makes way more sense. Whew. See, this is why chat is there. Team chat. Team chat with the common sense.